Next question. I think the mostly peaceful argument surrounding riots has been debunked. Why does this not work as an argument for the anti-racists, replacing it with society being mostly non-racist?
Yeah. So first, go ahead.
Well, no, in part because the mostly peaceful stuff was sort of, it started to be in the water. Like it was all of these media platforms who were making this claim. And, it depends on what you mean by mostly. It depends on what you mean by peaceful. And they all had these different definitions, all of which were bullshit. But they were all defending it through these sort of, anything ranging from dim-witted to nefarious means, I would say. And compare that to anti-racism is a very specific ideology created by a very specific person, Ibram X. Kendi, and it has a very precise definition, which is bullshit. But it's not this amorphous thing. So, people who are saying, well, I'm not anti-racist, well, then you're racist. Kendi says so. And people don't respond to that by saying, Kendi says so. They may not even know that. But the fact is it does have this thing at base, which is crazy. It's crackpot. It's nasty. It's divisive. It's racist. All of those things. But it is a real thing at base that is, yes, the creation of the, fever dream of Ibram X. Kendi. But boy, he's winning with it. And it does mean that there's something that you can go back to and point to.
Yeah. I mean, I think in part there's enough complexity surrounding racism and enough amorphousness that it doesn't track as cleanly. And we're not going to know what role we played in breaking free of that, mostly peaceful nonsense. But before the mostly peaceful argument broke into 1,000 pieces, we did a little riff where we were talking about my back of the envelope calculations in which the presidential motorcade in Dallas in 1963 was, above 99% peaceful.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
it was the peacefulest.
So the point is there's a way to use this mostly peaceful stuff to reveal that it means nothing, right? What isn't mostly peaceful?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and I guess it also doesn't, if you yourself have not engaged in the protests at all, it's easy. And if you've only engaged in the actual peaceful protests, like during daylight, I don't really know what it looks like in the other cities, but in Portland, if it's during daytime, they've been actually peaceful. And there are real legitimate protesters out there. You can just say without any worry that anyone is going to accuse you of having been not peaceful, accuse you of having been violent. Like, no, that wasn't me. I'm not, I know that I participated in a peaceful protest, right? Whereas the threat of being accused of being racist has become, I'm not the first person to say this, but it's like being accused of being a child abuser. Like, it's this thing like, oh, no, I'm not. Oh my God, I'll do anything at all to avoid being called that. And so it is much more easily weaponized, in part because of the fear of being called it, and that works in part because it is a personal accusation rather than a society-level accusation.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.